Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie. So I'm doing this whole vlog on the GoPro Hero 8 because I'm wanting to get the GoPro Hero 9 for when we go traveling, because that has a front facing screen so I'll be able to see myself. So at the moment I literally can't see myself. I mean, obviously I'm in frame because it's a GoPro and probably the whole room is in frame. I'm currently filming with the linear setting, and I think later on I'll film with the wide so we can kind of compare the different angles, I guess. But hopefully this seems okay for vlogging. I also want to check the audio. I don't know if there's any differences between the 8 and the 9, but the main reason honestly I want to get it is just so I can see myself in the front facing camera and hopefully use a GoPro as my kind of travel vlogging camera when we go traveling. So I'm not taking my other camera at all. I've got my phone as well in case I run out of battery with this one. We have fully charged it, so it should last around an hour, but obviously I like to talk, as we can tell already from the intro. So I do have my phone in case at the end I do need to switch to my phone, but obviously if I do use this as a vlogging camera later on, I will buy multiple batteries so that I'm covered. So we're gonna head off soon, and the first place we're gonna go to is, I think it's called like Lotus House, it's like a thrift store basically for a women's shelter in Miami. So I've dropped off clothes there before, and rather than other thrift stores that just get the money and whatever, it's like a business, this one, so basically Lotus House is a women's shelter in Miami, and this place employs women from this women's shelter, and I think the money that they get from selling items goes back into helping women as well in the shelter. So it's kind of a really great place to go and donate clothes. So I have a suitcase full of things, and also my friend brought around some clothes that she thought I might like. I picked out the ones I do want, and I'm going to take those as well to the shelter, the ones that I don't want. So I've kind of got a suitcase and 2.5 bags, so it's a lot. So we're going to go there first. So yeah, enjoy the vlog. So these are the bags that we have, the suitcase and 3 bags, all going to charity. So we've just dropped the things off, the clothes off at Lotus House, thrift shop. I'm testing the sound here because we're on quite a busy road, so it'll be interesting to see how much you can hear of me and how much you can hear of the road, like the cars behind. But yeah, we've just dropped those things off. So we're in the kind of outskirts of Wynwood. Let me just show you this artwork quickly and then we're going to head off. Look how cool this is and creative. This one is so vibrant. I love it. And then there's this one as well. We should try and not get run over. So while we are walking to get lunch, like I said, we're going to go to a place called Uber and get a Pokeball and then get some donuts afterwards. So it's a little bit breezy. Obviously there's cars next to me as well, and I also want to see what the video is like in terms of bouncing. So I'm just walking pretty normally. I'm not trying to be smooth. I'm literally just walking. So it'll be interesting to see if this is enjoyable to watch or if it's like pain. You know, sometimes it's painful to watch. So it'll be interesting to see when I look back on this, and also about the wind. Like, that's pretty windy, you can see my hair blowing. So is that really disruptive to listen to? Can you still hear me? We shall see. Okay, so next stop now is to get some food. Like I said, we're going to Uber. Wow, that's new. It's a cool bar. Wow. Okay, anyway.
T-shirt. This is T-shirt.
No?
Our souls live forever.
Oh, lovely. That's new as well. Oh my god, so we've not been here in like, not long.
Oh, more
Like a month or two? Everything's changed.
No.
Anyway, we'll show you around a little bit more when we've had lunch because we're both starving. So first stop is to go to Uro and get some Pokeballs. I know which one I'm going to get. I always get the Michael's Apartment. I think it's the only one I've ever had, but it's so good. And I think we might order donuts because it's literally in the shop next door, but I think you have to order online now because of COVID. So we'll do that. There's a Tesla Model X or Y, Jeremy. Yes, I knew it. Jeremy's been testing me on my Tesla knowledge. There it is. So this is the salty donut that is famous everywhere for its donuts, and we're going here, hoorah, for a Pokeball. Yummy. Okay, so I just got my food and I ordered mine in a pineapple. Look how gorgeous that looks. Yummy! Happy with yours?
What?
Bon appetit! Okay, so Jeremy was just saying that it's super sticky and super heavy. It's all dripping.
I'm not convinced about that.
Okay, I need your first impressions. I think I might eat mine at home with a knife and fork. Is it good?
It's alright actually. Tastes better than it looks.
So Jeremy tried his donut. You didn't finish it, did you?
I had about third.
So the donut costs about, is it $6 or $7 each?
Yeah, 7 each.
$7 each. Now usually the donuts there cost about 3 or 4. So $7 is a lot of money, but apparently it's worth it. So yeah, I didn't try mine because it just looks crazy sticky and huge and heavy. Oh, that's closed. Free dog 'em.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. So I didn't try mine. I'm gonna have mine when I get home, I think. Jeremy was like, right, this is you. And I was like, let's go for a bit of a walk around first. So we're gonna walk around and see a little bit of graffiti before we get drunk and go home. So basically I'm doing this vlog and I'm also taking some photographs with my iPhone 10 and my iPhone 12 Pro Max, because I'm going to do a video comparing those two, and I'm also going to do a video comparing the GoPro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, like wide angle to compare.
It's a mouthful.
So I'm doing 3 videos from this one day trip. This is obviously one of them. So make sure you do subscribe if you're still watching, so you can see the other ones as well. But okay, let's go and see some graffiti. I kind of wanted to say how easy using the GoPro is, because it's so small and lightweight. You can just flip it out and use it, and it's so inconspicuous. Well, like it's like less obvious and in your face than my big camera that I usually carry around with the, like, big microphone on top. So I'm enjoying how like more discreet it is. But I just say it's easier. It's not particularly easier because I do find myself playing with the buttons a bit, like having to go between the video and the photo, and also swiping up to view the photo isn't particularly easy, and changing between the settings, you know how you press the like 4K video thing and you can change to a different preset, that's not super easy either. But I think overall I think this is going to be good for travelling. But the reason I started filming is because we were just talking about how Wynwood is changing, and it's been, we came, okay, yeah, diesel is here, good example of what I'm talking about. So like when we came here 3 years ago, it was like, yeah, it was touristy, but it was still kind of cool and quirky, and lots of like interesting graffiti and cool little shops and cafes and things. It was very like indie local business almost. Let's see what the sound is like now I'm walking past that, we'll see. So it was very kind of small businesses, cool graffiti, and since we've been here there's just so much, again, good example, so much construction going on. There's so many new buildings going up, and like high rises and apartments, and like we just walked past the diesel store, and it's kind of becoming the design district, and I think it's going to be some sort of like edgy version of the design district, because obviously the small shops that were here before, when more and more people come to an area because it's cool because of all the artwork, all the prices go up, so then the rent must be increased, and maybe these small businesses can't afford to pay the expensive rent.
Yeah, it's destroyed, it's insane.
Yeah, all the buildings are being destroyed. I think it was so interesting to come back in like 5 years time, and I think it'll be completely different. I think it'll be full of lots of like posh apartments and posh shops. And oh, that was the other thing I was going to say, the wynwood walls now you have to pay to get in. So it used to be open for free, you could just walk around and spend however long you wanted there. They've now closed it off and you have to pay $10 for like an hour or so, you said?
Yeah, you need to book a time slot.
You have to book a time slot, and I don't know if that happened because of COVID or were they going to do that anyway? But having to pay is...
Yeah, they say they would do it, and it's going to help the community, and it's going to help to pay artists to have new roles more often.
Commissions and things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but I also don't get it because literally
It's not the same.
across the street you can get free art all around wynwood. I guess it is to pay the artist, I don't know. Anyway, it's just different, like we said, like, because we've come here so many times, like for a little day trip, and we'll spend literally hours walking around the walls, going for beers in little breweries, looking around all the little shops and stalls and markets and things. Whereas now, like, yeah, there's still Salty Donut, there's still that Ooh Raw place, there's still Bezisor, of course, but having to pay to see the artwork kind of makes a difference. Seeing lots of construction everywhere, it's not as nice. And also seeing posh restaurants and posh shops and things cropping up. I think it's just going to be a different vibe is basically what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's wynwood now, yeah. Basically it's a construction site because they're just going to do it all up. Or a brand new building. Or a brand new building, yeah. Anyway, so we're now going to head to Bezisor and get some beers. Now, I don't drink beer anywhere else in the world. I don't like beer anywhere else in the world. But they have two that I really like. One of them's called Lulu Sour, and the other one is like the Flow J, I think it's called. So we're going to get a beer or two because we have been working hard and we deserve a little bit of a break, so I'll take you in there as well when we get there. This has all changed. What? This looks lovely.
That's cute.
That's so cute. I bet it's going to be so cute at night time as well. How nice is this with the lights? Although if you were any taller than me, you would bang. And that, how cute. Anyway, okay. We're gonna go for a beer. Okay, so this is it, the famous Bezisor, the only place in the world, oh, the only place in the world that I drink beer. So cute. Social drink distancing. Come to Bezisor in wynwood and ask for the Lulu Sour. It's like lemonade beer yumminess. It doesn't have that like beer aftertaste that beer has. It's so delicious and so refreshing.
Wynwood sour, whatever that means.
Wynwood sour. And the good thing is about being here actually is you can try samples of things. Just that, you can try samples of drinks. If you want to try one, you can try like a little, like a shot glass almost, and then if you want it, you can have an actual drink. This is the only place, like I said, in the world that I drink beer. And Jeremy enjoys it as well, don't you? You like lots of beers here. It's like one of our favourite places to come is to come here and get a couple of drinks and let loose. So this is the linear view. I'm just going to test this versus the wide view in a second, because I was filming on linear view thinking Jeremy would be in frame and he wasn't. So I'm now going to switch to the wide and see what that's like as well. Okay, so this is the wide view. The camera's in the pretty much the same place as it was just a second ago. So it'll be interesting to see the difference in the field of view and like how wide it is. Like this is where I was talking about enjoying this drink. Can you see Jeremy? I don't know. So we've just finished at Bezisor. We only had one drink each, and that was enough for me because I get drunk. Looks like there's a stage there. Anyway, so we're gonna head back home now. We're not gonna stay and get shit-faced, are we, today? For a change. We're gonna head back because obviously we've got Lennox at home, and I also could do with getting some work done this afternoon. So we're gonna head back. You're happy to see this? Okay, so we are back home. I just downloaded the app so that I can see myself on the camera, because I feel like when I was filming today, I was filming on the linear one thinking that might be a little bit closer, which it was, and I feel like sometimes maybe it was too close. So I'm now filming on the extra wide. Anyway, you don't need to know that, but I'm just testing out the app and it seems quite good. But I'm going to eat my donut from the salty donut. So I thought I would document this with you because it just looks huge. I mean, look at the size of the... Oh my goodness. Okay, it's literally the size of my face, so let's try this. And I have a big face. Thanks, Jeremy. Love you as always. The most supportive husband. I don't even know where to start with this beast. It's fucking huge.
Yeah, you need to get in the middle to have a good partner.
I'm not even gonna be able to get my mouth around that.
No.
You've got a huge mouth. Yours is easy.
No.
Okay.
Yours is massive. This is so bigger than mine.
It's huge. How am I gonna get? That is literally my mouth is not big. Look. That's how big my mouth is. Tastes like treacle. I have to do mine in 2 bites. Lennox. The sticky buddy's in there. I'm not there yet. Okay, so I'm going to finish this and then I'll chat to you in a minute. So I've just finished eating my donut and I got changed into just a t-shirt and shorts because we're going to take Lennox the dog to the dog park. I'm going to film the rest of the vlog using the wide angle because I was filming on the linear for most of the first half of this video. I kind of want to try the wide because I thought the wide would be too wide. Now I think maybe the linear was too close. So I'm going to film the rest of it like this, and then hopefully by the end of the video I'll have some sort of conclusion once I've watched it all through and kind of let you know my thoughts in terms of vlogging and which one is best. Oh, but first we're going to go to the park. So we've made it to the park and these two always have so much fun because we don't like Lennox to just sit down. We like him to run around for about 20 minutes if we can, so he's exhausted when we get home and sleeps well when we get home. But it's so funny, like Lennox runs around trying to find somewhere to sit and then Joe just chases after him. So I'm going to show you that because it's just... So every time it's ready to go home, Jeremy has to chase him with the lead because he does not want to leave. Go and chase after him. Usually I have to give him a cuddle and then he'll... No, he's off again. Oh, he often does this when we finish in the park. He wants to come and sit in the grass somewhere else.
Come on. Come on.
Time for the walk home. And this one, he often just like decides he's not moving, so he'll just sit still and like he'll just plonk himself even, not plank himself, he'll just plonk himself on the road, in the middle of the road, and not budge. He loves biting these. Let me see if he does it again. Yeah. I bet he's thirsty as well. The water was cut off at the park, so.
Okay, we're gonna have to play you. Come on.
Okay, so we just got home from the park. I'm gonna insert some footage here. Of course he starts eating. Because we came home from the park and on the way home he was drinking water from the like water sprinklers, water sprinklers, and got his face all wet, his body all wet, and obviously his feet wet and everything. So we came home, got the towel, and we're drying him, and I was drying his face, and he absolutely loved it. He was like rubbing his face in there and getting all excited. So we cleaned his paws and dried his body and things, and Jeremy had to go as well, so I insert that footage and it's so cute. So that's all for this video. I'm going to pop back in 2 seconds. Once I've finished editing this video, I'm going to come on probably with my phone and just record a little bit of video to tell you what I think is best in terms of videoing, if I think it's best to do the linear or the wide. Also what I think of the audio, what I think of when I was walking around. I'm going to give you a little overview right now. So I'm just filming this little section of the video on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. All the rest of the video was filmed on my GoPro 8. I didn't edit anything in terms of brightness, contrast, colours, audio, anything at all. Everything that you've seen up until now was just completely shot out of camera, so I didn't do any editing at all. I really wanted to run down the day in terms of the GoPro Hero 8, and if I think it's good, if I enjoyed it, if I preferred the linear view or the wide view, if I thought the audio was good. All of that information is coming up right now. So I started filming with the linear view, thinking that that would at least be a little bit closer, maybe a little bit more like my other vlogs, but I actually think it was too close, and I think I prefer the wide angle of, you know, kind of shooting in the wide. So I think that's something I will bear in mind when I continue to do this afterwards, if I continue to use the GoPro. So that's one thing I would recommend filming in wide. It does seem pretty wide, but I also think in terms of vlogging, it's actually quite good because you get to see the whole scene of where you are. There was a section at the beginning of the video when I was walking and I was talking about how it was quite windy because my hair was blowing back. I must admit the audio was not great at all. So something I will probably invest in, honestly, if I just do decide to use the GoPro 8 or 9 as my vlogging camera, something I will probably invest in is a microphone. You can kind of get the mod adapter things that go on. I think it's about $50. So I think I'm going to look at some reviews and see if they're worthwhile getting or not. I definitely did notice the sound was not... the thing is, it's hard to compare because at the moment I'm using an like $700 camera with a $50 microphone. So to compare that, which is quite big and bulky, I preferred using the GoPro in terms of size and convenience, but I obviously prefer my other camera in terms of quality and the audio and the just everything else. I kind of prefer my big camera, but it is a big camera obviously. So yeah, definitely issues with the audio in terms of when we walked past people who were like shouting and screaming, or construction work, or cars was quite noisy, the wind was very noisy. I think a lot of the other noises you can't really complain about, but the wind is something that would bother me, honestly. So I think I will look into getting some sort of microphone mod if I do go for the Hero 9 as my vlogging camera. Apart from the sound, the things that I did enjoy is obviously the size and how easy it is to kind of video with it and not have everybody staring at me. Obviously people did still look, but I feel like it was less than usual because usually I have my big camera with a big microphone on top. In fact, it's this, I can show you. So usually I walk around with this and people think I have an animal that I'm carrying, like a rat or something. So usually I'm walking around like this and it's quite obviously a big device compared to walking around with the GoPro like this. It's a lot smaller. So I think in terms of size, I much preferred the GoPro. However, I don't know. Am I going to switch to the GoPro 9? I'm really not sure. I think there's a space for both to have both of them, but I don't necessarily want both because I'm also taking a big camera to do photographs with. It's frustrating with the GoPro not being able to focus on something and have the background kind of blurry and blown out a little bit. Also in terms of when I was videoing the dog, I couldn't kind of focus on the dog's nose or dog's eyes. It's just kind of everything's in focus. Not necessarily a bad thing, but also not necessarily a good thing either. That's definitely something that I've noticed. I don't know if that's just because I'm a photographer and I'm kind of into that kind of look. I think for a lot of people who are travel vlogging, something like this would be perfect. I just need to decide if I do want better quality videos, because obviously the trip that we're going on is going to be kind of a once in a lifetime thing. So I do want to get good footage, and even though this was small and practical, it's not quite as good as a kind of big camera. The other thing I'll say as well is I found it quite annoying, the power button in terms of turning it on and off again. It's obviously not quick. Like with this, I literally just flip it on and it's good to go. Whereas with this one, you have to turn it on and wait a couple of seconds. And also in terms of checking if the photo or video looked okay afterwards, that swiping up action, I have to do it like 5 or 6 times before I can actually see the photo that I've just taken or the video I've just taken. And oftentimes switching between the settings as well in terms of the wide or the narrow view. Again, it's just not as easy as with this. I literally just turn the lens and I can zoom in and zoom out. Whereas with this, you would have to pause the video, change the settings, and then do a new video to be able to crop in or zoom out. So that is something that is frustrating, I'll be honest. So I still don't really know if I'm going to go ahead and get the GoPro Hero 9 after today. So after spending the whole day videoing with the GoPro Hero 8 as my vlogging camera, I'm really not sure still if I'm going to get the GoPro Hero 9 and switch over to that instead of my vlogging camera. I still need to maybe do some research in terms of the GoPro Hero 9 and if it's any better in terms of the audio, if maybe that audio thing would be good. I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I don't really have a conclusion. Obviously, you've seen the whole footage from today and you can make your own mind up in case this is something that you might want to go for. For me, I still don't know. Like I said, I like the size of it, but I don't like actually using it, and I don't like the fact that you can't zoom in and out easily, you can't focus easily. So there are a lot of things that I don't like. I think the only thing I do like is the size, honestly. That's literally the only thing I do like about it. So I now need to consider if it's worth keeping my vlogging camera and maybe getting a wider lens, which I've been looking at for a while, or if it is just worth getting the 9. So I'm ending this video without really having a clear decision for you and without really having a real answer in terms of if I'm going to go ahead and get the 9 or not. So I don't know if this video was useful in terms of you can watch all my footage that I got today, you can see if that's something that you would like. The pros and cons I have explained. I'm going to stick it on the screen actually, make it easy. Okay, so pros, it's small. It's got a wide angle, it's waterproof, it's pretty resistant in terms of dropping it and things, and it's also inconspicuous in terms of like walking around, it's not big. Cons, you can't zoom in easily, you can't focus, battery life is not great, what else? Yeah, oh, like menu, you know, playing with the menu in terms of like swiping up to preview the last photographs and videos, and also switching between photo and video. It kind of is a faff. Sometimes you have to go through the whole settings because you miss it, and changing between kind of like the wide view and the narrow view. So definitely something to think about, and I will let you know as soon as I made a decision. Maybe if that's going to be an interesting video to talk about, we'll see. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, even though I don't have a kind of clear final answer in terms of what I'm going to do. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below if you do have the GoPro Hero 9 and if it's any better or different than the GoPro Hero 8. I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Bye!